Cup game between France and the Philippines. We have the... Let me double check this for you guys. So the TTC is on Team France and Gorebelly is on Team Philippines. And we have a Crab versus Phoenix matchup. And pretty standard Crab as far as I can see. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. And the Phoenix list is a aggressive Lion list with Legion of One, my Ancestor Strength ready for battle, which should be pretty interesting. Alright, let's just jump straight into the game then. So it's a bit late, but there's a French cast that has the beginning if you missed it. This should be turn 3, I believe. Possibly turn 2. Each player has spent about 10 minutes thinking. So let's see what's going on. So we have the Phoenix player attacking into Manicured Gardens. And we have a Borderlands defender defending from the Crab side. I'll quickly just bring up my chat on my pad on the side so I can see if people are actually telling me stuff. Actually, I'm going to have a quick look and see. Yeah, okay. And we see the Crab player playing Talisman of the Sun on the Borderlands defender that's bowed over here, and we see it actually moving it to Meditations on the Tau. So I imagine we're going to be removing a Fate of Asako Suzuki here. And we have 6 political strength for the defender and 5 political strength for the attacker. A couple of things. We can have a quick look at the discards. Actually, considering the discard, I think this is round 2, not round 3. It's possible it's round 3. And a few things. So there's a Walking the Way in the discard, so there's a potential to use that, but Cannon District is already out. I don't know really what you're looking for, especially during political conflict. Otherwise, you could be looking for a charge if this was a military conflict, because I believe the Phoenix players run that with the aggressive Lion build. We're actually going to take a quick peek on that. Yes, he does run 3 charge and he does run 3 Fuchichu. Cool. We do see Meditation of the Tau remove a Fate from Asako Suzuki, and we do see Kyuda Nisawa play Walking the Way and replacing a Keeper with an Ethereal Dreamer. So that's the setup for the next turn, in my opinion. Nothing to do about this. That's not going to matter this turn. The Phoenix player is actually up a bit on Fate here, so he's going to be pretty good going into the next round. Do the Crab player have a conflict character here to declare conflict at all? If he doesn't, the Phoenix player is going to win favor, and he is going to have Kanji online. And that is going to be a pain, an absolute pain. Right, so we do see both players passing, and we do see the favor go to the Phoenix player. So Kanyu District is online, and it's going to be really, really oppressive. On the Crab player side, we have a Watch Commander and Talisman of the Sun. At least he can defend with Borderlands Defender, and Kanyu doesn't work on them. And we also have a Vanguard Warrior here, which is really nice. You can put extra Fate on the souped up defender, or just have the other defender around for one more round. It's pretty good all around. I imagine we're gonna probably see a Vanguard Warrior and a Mia Satoshi played, since he can dupe Satoshi. Depends on how much he wants the passing Fate, I guess. The Phoenix player had a bit of a lousy flop. He flops favorable ground in addition to his 2 Ethereal Dreamers. I mean, Ethereal Dreamers is a very good card. It's essentially a 3/3 for 1. You just have to choose which conflict it's a 3/3 in, but it's a very solid 1-drop. Oh, and it gets played with 2 Fate. Yeah, I can see that. It's just really good stats for its cost. And we see a Kudaka played. This is interesting. This implies to me that he wants to go perhaps air first conflict, or even go fire and then defend against air. Maybe he's trying to go for the dishonor. And we see another walking away from the Phoenix player. So I imagine we're going to see, hopefully for him, like a very decent flop here. Oh shit, I forgot my streaming title. Let me fix that. My title is all the way off. Give me 1 sec. So it's streaming World Cup, France versus Philippines. I imagine I'm misspelling Philippines here. I'm going to have a very quick check so I don't insult anyone. That's 1 L 2 P's. Whoops. Made that double wrong. 2 P's. And Philippines is... Wait, which one is which again? So TTZ is crab, so France is crab. Alright. Good. Here we go. Now my stream title should be updated. And welcome my one and only viewer. Let's have a quick look at... No, that's not what I'm looking at. Fair enough. Right. See how this goes. It was a bit of a cobbled together mess. I forgot to update the stream title. The stream title is now updated. And the bidding phase, both players bid 2. And Theater's Dreamer is going for air and fire, because those have the most fate on them, obviously. And we see the Vanguard Warrior walking in and finding meditations on the Tau. So that's good. That's very good for the crab player. Oh yeah, so he actually played a Wayfinder, used the Wayfinder's ability and saw that this is in fact meditations on the Tau. So he's not surprised that he walks into it. Alright, let's... so the Phoenix player defends with Ethereal Dreamer, so he's up 3-2-2. And he also plays charge. Does he have anything good in the discard? Yes, he has a Tadaka to bring back with Fujishu, which is great. Bringing back Tadaka with Fujishu is a very strong play. What is turned off from the crab player then? Like next turn, Assassination, Mountain Does Not Fall, and Court Games will be turned off for the crab player. And we do see even favorable ground send the Fujitsu home, allowing him to use him in another conflict. That's a really, really strong play. The Phoenix player is looking to go aggressive this turn, probably break a few provinces. I imagine he's probably actually going to walk into Shameful here with Fujitsu, because Fujitsu is just huge. And he has 0 glory, so he can take that. On the other hand, he has to bring more stuff. Yeah, he might not walk into Shameful. That might be bad. He might probably attack into Meditations. Because he has a few characters with no fate on him, so he doesn't really care about that. Yeah. Should be interesting either way. Oh, a Goblin Sneak comes out from the Phoenix player, steals a fate. So the Crab player is down to a single fate now. I think this is going to turn into a Dishonor game. It feels like it's going to turn into the Dishonor game at this point. We do have a single Watch Commander out already. Right. Fantastic. So the Phoenix player wins this conflict, claims the firing, and now he gets to attack. I imagine he's going to go air. Just for the sweet, sweet fate. He could of course go something like Void or even Water. Because, I mean, he does lose out on the 2 fate then, but he also probably prevents Kudaka from actually doing anything. There's a fairly large chance that the Crab player is going to, at minimum, prevent the break, but he's probably going to also win the conflict. So he's walking in with 9 skill, regardless of what type of skill it is. So actually he's walking in with 10 political and 9 military. Does he go political or military? That's the big question. I imagine that there's going to be a double Borderlands defending this regardless, because Kanjo. Kanjo is going to basically send home and bow anyone that's not a Borderlands defender, so there's no point in defending with anything other than the Borderlands defender. Does the Phoenix player run Censure? That is actually an interesting question. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he has one-off Censure. So a Mountain Does Not Fall would be pretty big here for the Crab player. So political skill 10 is attacking into Manicured Gardens, so he's going to grab a Fate of Manicured and then he can move it pretty much wherever he wants. Honestly, if he can win this conflict, I wouldn't be surprised to see him move it to defend the wall, to use the airing to steal Fate. Oh, a second Watch Commander goes down. That's... Now it's hurtful to play any type of event. Really, really hurtful. I imagine we're just gonna probably see the Phoenix player here passing and then passing and then passing. A single event is now 2 honor drain. And that is big. 2 honor drain is a lot when you're down to 6. And he can also, like, even if he plays, let's see how many Shigenias does he have? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so he plays Clarity of Purpose and it goes down to 4 honor. So Fuchicho is not going to bow at the end of this conflict, so he's going to walk in a lot in military as well. Hopefully for the Crab player, he has Mountain Does Not Fall, so we can defend against Fuchicho next attack as well. Otherwise this can get a bit ugly quickly. So honestly, in this situation, I wouldn't move the conflict as the Crab player, because next attack is probably going to be military from the... it is going to be military, I mean, it's going to be military and it's probably going to break something, and then he wants to move the conflict to whatever he doesn't really care about getting broken. He doesn't want Shameful to get broken. I imagine he's kind of okay with Meditations getting broken. Manicure is going to be huge, because that's just pure economy the longer the game goes. This Kodaka is also going to be pretty big here, claiming the uh, not claiming the while he claims the L ring, Kudaka triggers and gets to grab a fate and draw a card. So what does the French crab player do here? Does he move the conflict, or does he just accept that, yeah, this is decent, I'm going to just take the win here? Alright, so next conflict, the Phoenix player is going to break something. Question is, what ring does he go for and what does he end up breaking? Oh, a Cloud of Mine goes down on the Vanguard Warrior. That's huge. That means he's not going to save this other Borderlands defender with a Watch Commander. That's going to be big as the game goes on. Watch Commander is basically the win condition for the crab player at this point. I think you attack here with the Wayfinder, just to grab the fate of the ring, potentially net you no keepers, but force some sort of like either force some sort of defense or force him to Kanju you out, something, just anything, because a single defense is going to be strong. Winning the ring is going to be pretty darn strong. Like I just think you have to accept that you're going to lose a province this turn as crab. There's just no way around it. This is dangerous. This is actually really dangerous because if the Phoenix player has display of power, does he run display of power? He should be run at least a few of them. Oh, a single display of power. Yeah, I mean if he runs display of power here, this is potentially a mistake. So, oh yeah, of course, Kanjo has landed on Shameful Display. Where else will you put it? So we actually get a pretty heavy defense here from the Phoenix player. I don't know what he's afraid of. In my opinion, you probably want the upholding authority to break here. Like, I think you just defend with a single keeper, and if he breaks upholding authority, you go, alright, that's fine. So, yeah, so the crab player just passes that out completely. And this is going to be a break. Fuchijo is going to go in and wreak havoc on the crab player's row here. I think you force him to break meditations. I think all the other provinces are provinces that are potentially game winning. So I think you keep it to that. It was pretty nifty holding on to Cloud the Mind for so long to cloud this Vanguard Warrior. He could of course have clouded one of the defenders, sent them home and taken the break. But that would have lost him an extra 2 honor, so I can see why it was done this way. I don't think you should defend here with Kudaka at all, because she's just gonna get bowed and sent home. There's no point. But Kudaka still defends. And moves it to upholding authority. Yeah, that's a good province to allow to break. Wow. So you get to take a peek at the Phoenix player's hand and see what he can do. And it's going to be one bids from here on out. Let's be completely honest. So it's going to be hugely effective. Upholding authority. It's a very good province. Very good Earth province, actually. It's a good Earth province that's worth keeping in the row. Like all the other Earth provinces has basically been stronghold provinces up until this point, but Upholding Authority has changed this. It is actually a really good province. Ooh. TTC discards a spyglass at random. That is rough. Yeah, in my opinion, if I had a spyglass and a reprieve, I'd probably play both the reprieve and the spyglass before this ring went off, because those are going to be so important. It just means, oh yeah, this probably just means he has a lot of other very good stuff in his hand that he really don't want to get rid of. But a spyglass is tough to lose. When an Earth ring comes at you like that, you should basically just Alright, so Upholding Authority actually has 5 province strength and he's Keeper of the Earth, so yeah, he didn't send home Kudaka because he didn't want to let the crowd player take a peek at his hand and discard something. Alright, what do we reveal? A Suichi, Kudaka, Shuryasuke. Yeah, this is a good turn for the crab player. This is a strong turn for the crab player. One of these Borderlands defenders is going to stick around for another turn. But one of them is also clouded, so that means Kanjo is going to be a pain. The Phoenix player plays Atsuko with 3 Fate and leaves Fuchicho. This probably means he has another charge. He's probably going to do the charge favorable ground combo again and have Tadaka for another turn, which is hugely annoying and very strong. Suichi does get played, and that's just extra economy, which is really nice. I imagine we're going to see a 1-to-1 bid. Do we see a 1-to-1 bid, or do we see a player going for greed here? Oh, so we do see a 2 bid from the crab player. A bit greedy in my opinion. You do have your watch commanders out, you can shut down conflict completely. So the Ethereal Dreamers go for Void and Water. So he wants to defend against the Void and he wants to probably go Water himself. That's reasonable. It's going to be hard to break on anything on Void here because of Tsuku. What's in the conflict has turned off now? Still only Assassination, Mountain Does Not Fall, and Court Games. See a attack coming in from Atsuko and Ethereal Dreamer, and it's going in on Manicured Gardens. This should be a water ring, I guess. Either water or void. Yeah, okay, so it is actually void. He's going to go void aggressively. And he defends with both Borderlands defenders. And he plays, so the crab player defends with both Borderlands defenders, and he clouds the mind at the Atsuko instantly. That's an interesting play, because I imagine he would have clouded Tadaka, but Tadaka is, of course, leaving play this turn, so Maybe he's just looking in his hand and say, yeah, there's no events here that I want to use that Tadaka is turning off. Which is a reasonable thing. Okay, manicured gardens. So favorable ground moves Atsuku out. So the crab player is winning by a counter mile. If he has a Mountainous Not Full, I imagine he'd use it on the Borderlands defender that is not clouded at this point, because that cannot get kanjoed. Kanjo District, of course, for those that doesn't know it, makes you discard Imperial Favor and then sends a character home and bows it. And why is the Borderlands defender immune to this effect? Yes, because while this character is defending, opponent's card effects cannot bow or move it. So it's basically a straight up counter to Kanjo District, at least on defense. It can still be used to thwart an offensive attack, obviously. And we do see a rebuild here that shuffles Yasuki out. Oh, that's a bit ballsy. Who do you move home? Or just save it to move someone in and have a watch commander active at some point? I guess that's a... Alright, so you move the clouded Borderlands defender out. That probably just means it's going to get sent home by Kanju in the neck, unless you attack with it, I guess. Yeah, but having a rebuild gone, that's actually pretty big. More in Dynasty discard. There's no Iron Mines that could be rebuilt. Alright, so... we do see one Ethereal Dreamer and one Borderlands Defender bout, and the crab player wins this ring. The crab player has used Manicure Gardens, so that cannot be used again this turn. And we do still have a talisman, so wherever the next attack goes, it can be moved to the most awful province imaginable. So, will we see the crab player attacking here? Maybe with the Wayfinder? Wayfinder political? Yeah, I can see that. Wayfinder political and force some sort of defense from the Phoenix player. Maybe even a... yeah, political water actually would be pretty neat. Political water on the province with Fujicho. Threaten to stop that charge shenanigans going off. Apparently not. We're going to see Suichi instead. And we're going to see Covert on Atsuko. And we're going to see Air Ring, which is interesting. I think just the watering is superior here. Of course, you do get to draw a card this way, but you're also going into Fertile Fields, which allows your opponent to draw a card. And you're probably going to have Suichi get sent home instantly, so Suichi's not going to get a fate, which he would have gotten if he defended. And like just taking the fate off the watering is really strong. Just straight up. I mean, okay, yeah. So oh, okay, that's why there's 3 keepers in the discard pile of the Phoenix player. Okay, yeah, I can definitely see him not going water. Water would be devastating if he lost, and he is going to lose this conflict. There's pretty much no other way around this. Right, we see a pragmatism. So Suichi cannot be honored or dishonored. It's interesting. I would have played it if I already had him honored. Really. We do see a Supernatural Storm buff up Tadaka. So it's 4 to 8 now. Yeah, I don't see the crab player winning this. One sec. Alright, sorry, I had to mute myself for a second. So we did see a Clarity of Purpose get used by the box, so Tadaka is not bowing. So yet again, the Phoenix player is going to be bringing in a pretty large force here onto the Crab player, which is a bit of a bummer for the Crab player, I guess. Kanyo District is starting a bit to become oppressive as well. It's just looming there as a large threat. At any point, he can just pull the trigger and basically just win a conflict off of that single-handedly. Okay, we do see Tadaka, Goblin Sneak, and Ethereal Dreamer, so I'm guessing this is going to be water. He really wants to win this conflict. I imagine we're going to see probably a full defense here from the Crab player, because something is going to get sent home by Kanyo District. And he goes into Manicured Gardens. Again, Manicured Gardens has already been triggered this turn. Question is, where do you move the conflict? Do you move it to Upholding Authority? Do you move it to Shameful Display? Where do you move it? Do you even move it? Just ejecting this Borderlands Defender with Kanjo is going to be... like, that means... oh, alright, so a Watch Commander gets played on Kudaka. That means the Honor Drain is still alive even if the Borderlands Defender gets sent home. That is pretty big for the Crab player, actually. No, Borderlands Defender is clouded. It is indeed clouded. Yeah, so Mind's Desire told me that you kick Karaka out because Borderlands Defender has text, but no, that text is gone, it's clouded. Speaking of, I'm actually not sure if that worked or not. I've been trying some new settings on my stream. Perhaps there's some, like, the chat boxes should be appearing somewhere on the right side of the screen when you guys type something. I can't actually see my stream right now, so I don't know if it works. It's going to be interesting to see if it works on the VOD afterwards. We see a charge put Fuchicho into this conflict, and that means the Shameful is going to be broken. Pretty much guaranteed, I think. Let's see, does the Crab player have anything here that can save him? No, Shameful is broken. Fuchicho charge is strong, who knew? And he readies up an Ethereal Dreamer, and he gets 3 keepers. Yeah, this is Phoenix, everyone. This is an aggressive Phoenix playing, not necessarily an aggressive Phoenix, just like sort of like a military heavy Phoenix playing with Charge and Fuchicho and Lion Splash, and doing so to actually pretty great effect once you have the Kanjo lockdown. As a reasonable point, Travis, having the honor token on the board one less turn is potentially going to be pretty big, but on the other hand, Kudaka is only a single glory. It's not that big of a deal. The Borderlands Defender was slightly just bigger stat-wise, so I'm guessing he was afraid not breaking. Oh yeah. He definitely when Fuchicho dies here, he brings back Tadaka again. So Tadaka just still turning off court games, rebuild now, assassination, and mountain. All of them is turned off. So I'm putting in this situation, I'm actually putting the Phoenix player slightly ahead. It's going to basically... Oh wow, that's a awkward flop for a crab player. Whew. Oh wow, that is a very awkward flop for the crab player. I mean, to be fair, guys, like, all right, you guys can be like, oh yeah, he's only slightly ahead or whatever, but like, if the crab player prevents 2 breaks this turn, he has 3 characters on board against like 2 characters from the Phoenix player, right? And reason suggests that he can probably keep his, 3 characters alive for the same amount of time that this game is going to last, maybe. And that means, like, if he survives this turn, that means, like, 2 Fujitsu is gone, this Tadaka is gone. I mean, he could obviously flip another Tadaka, that's not out of the question, but... I mean, Witch Hunter is not a bad card at all against Phoenix, but when you only have big guys and nothing else to sacrifice, he becomes awkward. Yeah, and Travis is completely correct here. Yuona is going to knock some crab heads in. Like, the combination of Yuona and Canyon District is basically going to beat the crab into submission here. Do we even see an attack here from the crab player? Like, is there any point attacking here as the crab player? Does he scoop up a fate from this? He doesn't, right? Do you just... Yeah, okay, he's looking to basically just deny the Void Ring to keep his characters alive for 1 more turn. Oh yeah, that's true. Crab also has favorable ground. That is very true. Why would you attack into fertile fields, though? I guess all the other provinces are bad for... No, actually, you attacking... If you intend to pull him out, you definitely attack into upholding authority. Yeah, shameful... No. If you just... Alright, so if he... You're actually correct, because if he attacks upholding authority, the Phoenix player does not defend, and then he's basically accomplished nothing with his attack, because he wants to have the ring denied. Yeah, okay. So, Fertile Fields is bad, because the Phoenix player gets to draw more cards. Upholding Authority is bad. Meditation is bad, and Shameful is awful. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yes, like Atsuko is clouded though. Atsuko is clouded, so he can win technically if he wants to. So Atsuko actually has a cloud of mind attached to her. So we walk in and we see another Clarity of Purpose on Tadaka. This is the second. One has already been removed from the game. So he's basically accomplished a bowed Tsuki at this point. And 1 less fate for the Phoenix player. I do think the Phoenix player probably actually needs to break 2 provinces this turn. Otherwise it's going to be a bit rough. I don't know what's under the stronghold. I'm gonna have a quick look at the crab player's stronghold. Flooded wastes. So that's just going to stop a single attack. But yeah, Phoenix should probably pretty easily. I mean, he has a Supernatural Storm in his discard, and like on the rough count, a million Shigenya in play. So it should be just break 2, and next turn poke the stronghold with a Chud, trigger Flooded Wastes, and then go all in attack after that. I think this is potentially just slightly undercommitting. Maybe. No, this is probably fine. He still has Kanjo and Juona. He can just basically stop whatever. Except this Borderlands Defender that is not clouded. Yes, Storm is for 6. That is a big storm. He can also, if he has... Oh, raise the alarm from the crab player. And it's a Yasuki. And is that only friendly? No, there is any holding. So he actually gets to draw a card from this, which is not too bad. Who's BDI? Is that Borderlands Defender on about? Alright. Yeah, this Borderlands Defender is not clouded. When he had the opportunity to save a Borderlands Defender instead of saving the one that had Talisman, a Watch Commander, and Cloud on him, he saved the one that had Watch Commander and an Ornate Fan on him. Yeah, he had 2 Borderlands Defenders in play last turn. So, currently... yeah, basically the only thing that's holding the crab player in this game is the watch commanders, because the Phoenix player is super scared of playing cards from hand because he's so low on honor. Which honestly surprises me a bit that he hasn't just gone for an airing. Get a single airing and then play a couple of cards, break a province, feel good about it. We do see an Ancestor Strength to set the Ethereal Dreamer's base skill to Fujisu's base skill, which is, like, I'm a bit upset that my Ancestor Strength is a good card in Phoenix but not in Lion. It's a very interesting Lion card that is currently just not good in Lion. Wow, this Borderlands Defender is getting really souped up. And he does stop the break from happening. But he gets to honor a Keeper Initiate. I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, I guess like the Watch Commanders is basically slowly keeping the crab in this game, stopping the breaks. It's going to be interesting to see how big of an attack is going on. He's going to be coming from the Phoenix player here. Does he just go in with everything except Juona? Does he defend here with Juona and play like a card to bow, or does he just keep Juona at home to stand for favor and rely on whatever air spell he potentially has to just bow out whoever attacks regardless? Do the crab player even attack here? Like, what do you attack with? Do you attack with Suichi and try and go for break? Do you attack with Witch Hunter? Where do you attack? I guess Fertile Fields, because that has already been triggered this turn. Yeah, it's not really easy choices here for the crab player, but does he have any? He doesn't have any keeper, so there's really no point in going for an earth ring unless you really need that fate. Oh, he does go for the air ring, basically forcing some kind of defense here from the Phoenix player. Yeah, of course, he goes back to fertile fields. It's already been triggered, so he's not going to do anything more this turn. Upholding authority. Now that is interesting. That is actually really interesting. Right, and now a pretty large defense is coming in from the Phoenix player because he doesn't want to have the air ring trigger here and lowering him more on honor. How many watch commanders are in play? So one watch commander is gone, one is in play, and another is in play. So all the watch commanders have been seen. Yeah, this is potentially. I mean, you can send Yuona for sure if you want to, but she's also pretty decent to stand for favor. Is this ethereal? The ethereal have. Yeah, it's actually +2/+2 for the air ring, so I don't know why he didn't send ethereal in. Yes, so yes, he should definitely have defended with the ethereal dreamer. It was set to air, so it should have defended this conflict. It's not going to do anything now. All right, do you? I guess you try and break here, but with what? Like you can't really break with what you have on board now. Simply because like you can send one of the guys home, but then you actually have to spend a card to. Oh no, actually, if you send. No. Obviously, you send Kudaka home with Kanjo, and then you can spend how many cards you want. Yeah, that's a good theory. That's pretty much what you should do. You go in and you see the like if the Kudaka defends, boom, Kanjo. Kudaka is gone. Watch Commander is not active. Yeah. And now you can spend how many cards you want, and probably like a single Supernatural Storm here is enough to just break. I imagine he's actually probably going to use the one in his discard. And have the break. Supernatural Storm. Alright, so he actually spends one and sets Ethereal Dreamer to 6. Alright. Double Pragmatism is attached to Kaisuichi here. He is super pragmatic. Yeah, I think Log Trap has the right idea here to just re-honor Tsuki, so he goes up a bit on honor. Oh yeah. Travis obviously says that 4 honor is plenty. I mean, to be fair, there could be reprieves coming out. Like we could actually see a reprieve coming down on this Borderlands defender because he's only seen one this far. Oh yeah, Earth could discard reprieve if he derps. And we do see a break. And we see Tsuki getting ready and honored, so. And now we see a Cloud the Mind on Tadaka. What in... Oh, a rebuild. Yeah, one of the two cards has to be a rebuild. Yeah. Yeah, I actually caught that before you typed that, Travis. But yeah, that rebuild is coming in handy. But there's a massive card advantage now for the Phoenix player. The board advantage is now firmly in the Crab's hands, though. And Kanyu is still active. Kanyu is still being an absolute nuisance. Ah, so Iron Mine on a broken province, guys. That's not going to be extremely good this turn for him at all. I imagine this Kaio Envoy is going to get played. Maybe even a second Steadfast Witch Hunter with like maybe 2 Fate. I mean, he has no cards, so realistically he doesn't need to save Fate. Yeah. Yeah, Phoenix has active library and active Kanjo. This is it's just about the crab trying to oh, Way of the Crab. That's pretty good. I think you just kick out Yuona here, I guess. Maybe even the Asako, because she's clouded. Yeah, Asako maybe. I know for sure the crab player is going to be hard. Yeah, okay, so Atsuko, not Asako, Atsuko gets kicked to the curb. I know the crab player here is going to defend with everything he got if he goes Earth, because he now has a keeper he can get in, and then he can ready a Steadfast Witch Hunter with it. Shrine Maiden, he gets to pull Display of Power, but discard Shrine Maiden and Feral Ninkyo. That's a bit unfortunate. This is still looking alright, I guess, for the Phoenix player. Phoenix player grabs the 2 Fate of the Earth Ring. The Crab player is 100% going to defend this. The question is with how much. Like, he can't under-defend because then Kanjo and Yuona just bows him out. Actually, he just defends with the Unclouded Borderlands Defender because why not? That just stops all the shenanigans. Worth noting actually is that the bids were 3-1, so the Phoenix player is now pretty set on honor again. He can actually push conflicts now if he so wishes. Yeah, actually, Borderlands Defender would have lost out to a Cloud plus Yuona there. It would have been a very worthwhile play because he's now so good on honor that he can just basically lean on his hand advantage to close this game out, I think. Right, the crab player going for some... I'm honestly slightly surprised that he didn't try and go for shameful under Kanjo because he can't defend currently with any of the guys. Yeah, and we do see a display of power using the Void Ring to get rid of this Steadfast Witch Hunter for next round. Right, so It would have been interesting to see him go into Shameful here instead, to force him to use Kanyo to send Suichi out. Like I don't think you have anything you want to drop into a conflict just to trigger Shameful. Like you convert the only guy with a political skill, so you either have to like draw out the really expensive conflict characters because all the Shrine Maidens are gone. So either you have to play like something really expensive like a Ferningo for 3, which you don't really want to do. And you can't drop a Goblin Sneak either. So I think the right move there would have been to go Shameful, and if he uses Kanyo to send Suichi home, then he can't trigger the Void Ring regardless, and then Kanyo is not on for this conflict. So Yojimbo is attacking solo on upholding authority, and we see the crab player playing a court games to dishonor this Yojimbo. This Yojimbo is now a 1 military against a fair bit of military, basically. Is this even a military conflict? No, this is a political conflict. Never mind. He is... How is he 1? He is 0. He should be 0. Yeah, okay, he was 1 because he had the favor, then used Kanyu to send Kudaka home, and then he goes down to 0, and yeah, okay, so that's perfectly fine. We see a Wayfinder coming down to try and prevent this Water Ring from going off. And we do see a court games from Gorebelly now to re-honor the Jimbo. And the response to that is to instantly box. And we do see, in return to that, we see an Ornate fan on the Yojimbo. So he wants to win this conflict, but don't necessarily want to break. Yeah, okay, so he won the conflict. And he readies Shrine Maiden. That's... Alright, so he gets 2 keepers as well. Not only 2 keepers, 3 keepers. I can't count today. That's big. So he basically secured the favor for this turn as well. And he has made the Shameful Display very much a awful place to go for the crab player now. So where do you go here as the crab player? Do you try and attack into upholding authority? I mean, you got 2 cards in hand. Does it really matter if you discards one of those? You can just pre-play whatever is important before you go in, right? Yeah, I think you try and break upholding authority here as the crab player just waltz in and try and snap upholding authority in 2. Apparently that's not the plan. Apparently it's to go into fertile fields. That's okay, I guess. It's going to be interesting to see how many guys the crab player can save. He can save 1 at least with that Iron Mine. Does he have a if he has a reprieve in hand, it's actually pretty good for the next turn. If not, I imagine we're gonna see the Phoenix player try and yeah, I just typed something in chat there. Yeah, triggered ability is not same as keyword. And we see a break on fertile fields with and Kudaka gets a Fate and draws a card, and we're still gonna see the favor going to the Phoenix player. Oh yeah, okay. So they basically telling me that I'm not entirely correct, but that's fine. We see the Iron Man save the souped up Borderlands defender, so there's only a single watch commander in play now, and 2 watch commanders are gone. Also, I think all pragmatisms are gone. No, there's 1 pragmatism in play still. We see a Hida Guardian. That's only each holding you control, so this is just going to be a chum 1-1. And this Tadaka is turning off everything for the crab player, basically. Mountain, assassination, court games, rebuild, raise the alarm, way of the crab. Yeah, I don't think there's a single event the crab player can play here. So, we see a 4-1 bid. What do we see in this discard pile? Supernatural Storm. I imagine we're going to see the Phoenix player break 1 promise this turn, going on Stronghold, and just accept to get bowed out by Flooded Wastes, and then try and first conflict next round, just destroy it. So this game has been going on for over an hour now, because this stream has been live for over an hour, and I actually got in on the 2nd round. So this is a pretty harrowing game so far. The problem here is you can't really attack upholding authority now, can you? Because you've actually gained a bunch of cards that you might want to play. Do you just go in there anyway? Try and force Kanyu to fire? No, you go to... You actually go into Shameful. And you knew this was shameful. This is going to honor Tadaka, dishonor, I guess, the defender. Is this a military conflict? Yeah, this is a military conflict, so at least they count clarity of purpose, the Tadaka. Does the crab... Okay, let's have a quick look at the crab player. Does he run? He runs a single Banzai. Gaijin Customs is actually online. That's interesting. There's nothing much else that's alive for the crab player. I imagine he has actually... Yeah, so he can play a single Gaijin Customs this turn because of Tadaka. You go in and you see the defense, and I imagine this shameful display is going to fire on a Tadaka. No, you don't own a Tadaka. There's some indecisiveness here from the Phoenix player, I guess. So Yuona can fire. Yeah, Yuona can definitely fire during the conflicts, even if she's outside, so that's good. So if you just have a single Cloud of Mind or something, I mean, you probably Cloud of Mind this Vanguard Warrior, or even this Steadfast Witch Hunter. And you save the Kanjo for when you really need it. So he wins the conflict. He gets to have triggered Shameful. I guess you go water now on the attack onto Manicured Gardens and ready up Tadaka again for defense. Yeah, that's a decent plan, I guess. The question is, how many guys does the Phoenix player bring into this conflict? A single one? Yeah, his storms are actually not that big anymore. They're not +6/+6, so that's why I'm a bit surprised he didn't use his storms earlier when they were more powerful, because my ancestors' guidance is always going to be a +6/+6 due to Fujicho. We do see the defense from the Borderlands defender. Single defense. Maybe even just ready up this Borderlands defender afterwards and go in on Shameful and just crack that Karada once. No, not Karada, Kanjo. No, you can't because it's still active. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. This Kanyo district is really a pain in the ass. The Phoenix player is actually really good on holding out on the Kanyo district, just saving it for when it's actually necessary. We do see a Gaijin Customs ready Borderlands Defender, so I imagine he's actually going to go in on Shameful again. Problem with Kanyo is that it sends home as well. Like, if it just bowed, he could have used the Witch Hunter here to ready up the Defender and break this, but it actually does bow and send home, so that is the biggest issue. You need like a favorable ground and ready for battle or whatever. Like if you play Lion, you need a ready for battle. Well, in this case, you can ready him with Witch Hunter. I don't think he has enough here to break. I mean, he could sit on a single bonsai, the one-off bonsai we haven't seen yet. That's not an unreasonable assumption. Yeah, Kanyo District fires, sends home the Borderlands Defender. Now he has to use the bonsai. Oh, that was a political conflict. Yeah, no way then. So the Water Ring readies the Borderlands Defender for defense here, and he attaches a Reprieve. Potentially a bit too early, but I'm guessing we're actually down that really interesting right now is that both players are really, really low on time. This is going to come down to who thinks the longest, I think. So the crab player basically has to be really careful here, basically passing as soon as he possibly can in every opportunity, and just make sure the clock ticks down for Gorebelly here. Just pass. Yeah. This is going to be brutal. So he's going to defend with both Borderlands Defender and Keeper Initiate, and then he's just gonna have to pass. And then he's just gonna have to, when Yuona bows the Borderlands Defender, I'm guessing he's going to have to ready it by sacrificing something with the Witch Hunter, and yeah, this is going to be pretty big. Like, it's going to be pretty much only who thinks the longest that is going to determine this game now. Just keep an eye on that clock, everybody. Keep an eye on those clocks. And he forgot to use the Vanguard Warrior. He actually forgot to use the Vanguard Warrior because he's too occupied with the time. The Vanguard Warrior didn't get used. That's huge. Oh, this is going to be really, really weird this last turn. The buys are going to be super awkward. Everything is going to be super awkward. Yeah. What you buy, what you play. Kisada, boom, out, I guess. Yeah, okay. Then you just pass through everything. Wow, 16 seconds. 12. Does Gorebelly realize that it's so little time on both sides? Oh, 4 seconds for the crab player. Yeah, Travis, gotta go fast. Indeed, it's just super awkward. Do you even have time here to see what kind of conflict is being declared before you just throw everything in to defend? Alright, political conflict, Borderlands Defender, boom. 1 second, 0 seconds! And that's it, I think. Wow. That's a bit. Oh, I'm gonna be honest here. That's a bit anticlimactic here. A bit anticlimactic. So, the crab player loses to time. His opponent had about 30 seconds left on his time, but hey, that's all you need. Uh, Congratulations to the Phoenix player. I honestly think during like looking at this board state, the Phoenix player probably had it, regardless. But that's it for this game. The Phoenix player from the Philippines bested the crab player from France due to time. I'm going to go and whip up some dinner for myself because it's getting quite late here. It's actually 7 o'clock in the evening over here soon. It's 6:30. So thank you very much everyone that watched. From what I know, there's going to be a lot of other games just going on at all times right now. I just have to get something to eat before the craziness really starts. Maybe the craziness has already started. I don't really know. I have to eat something regardless. So thank you very much everyone that watched, and I'll probably see you later this evening. Goodbye.